Hi guys, welcome to your tarot reading 1111. We are going to get a message for you. So Scorpio and the suffering card. Somebody is suffering. And on there it says, please. Somebody is craving your nurturing energy. All right, you may be dealing with a Scorpio or you may be a Scorpio. Let's get the overall spread. So what is the energy, Spirit? What is the energy? So the overall energy for this reading is disappointment, moving on, finding peace in a situation that seems impossible. I feel like a lot of you guys are here. You're in a place where you never thought you would be. I'm noticing the card at the bottom of the deck is in reverse. These cards are all in reverse, and all of the bottom row is in reverse. So a lot of things are not going the way that you expected or wanted. A lot of things are not going in the way this person that you're dealing with expected or wanted. I feel that for a lot of you guys, you're dealing with a situation that got out of control. So it was like something that snowballed. If you guys saw, I went to fix my computer because it dims down, the light dims down, and then it turns off, and so that's why I fix it, and that's what you guys see me do. But when I did that, I knocked over this card, which is the Nine of Pentacles, and the sun was right under it. So something is trying to come to the surface. Something is trying to come to light. And as I say that, I look up, and it's 38:11:38 on the screen. So there is mirroring going on. I feel like there's somebody that walked away, that left your life, somebody that was connected with you romantically, and it's not for everybody in that way, but for most of you it is. Or it could be that your hearts are connected. So you guys have a emotional bond, connection, entanglement. But somebody walked away. You could also be pregnant. I've noticed that energy quite a bit. And somebody may have left you in that state. But for a lot of you, it was that you were in a connection with a person. This person was invested, or so you thought. But then they weren't, like all of a sudden, like that, the way I said it. Okay, so you have this Knight of Cups, and you have the Knight of Wands surrounding this card of the Eight of Cups. So I feel like you would have never left this person because your heart was invested. And the way that you are, again, I see this nurturing energy. Even under that is the Gemini card, which is twin energy, or again, that mirroring energy. Or also it's the connection of the soul, or soulmate connection, or divine connection. But you had invested a lot in this connection. You were this very nurturing person, and you thought that this was the person for you. You thought you had found your match, and maybe you had sort of looked for this your whole life. If it was like a best friend that you found in a person, because it's also a lot of very like feminine energy. So you might have found your best friend, and again, it just felt like you found somebody that you were connected to on the soul level. It could have been that you just had this crazy romantic connection and it was perfect, or that's how it felt. And this person walked away, and you didn't have an answer. You didn't understand. You could also be dealing with Gemini. Under that, we also saw the energy of Sagittarius. Okay, but this person walked away. They left you in this place where you felt like they abandon you. And again, it gives me the energy of somebody that is left like in a state of like being pregnant, in a state of it's like where you feel vulnerable. Like you felt very, very, very extremely vulnerable when this person left you. And there was a crazy amount of anxiety, I feel, with that suffering card there. And somebody like pleading, like falling to their knees and pleading with the universe. Like, how could this happen? Like, I didn't see it with this person. Like, you could have had other people in your life that you're like, yeah, I would expect that. And, I kind of looked for that. And, I guarded myself in a way where if this person did this, I wasn't that invested. Anyways, but this person, you did not see it. You were very blinded by this because Scorpio energy is emotions, but it's also very deep. It's somebody that, like a Scorpio, it takes a lot for a Scorpio to like you. And when they do, they're invested in you. So this person was like very invested in you, but you were invested in them because you thought they were invested in you, right? But this was unexpected. Something happened here that was very unexpected. And the night energy is surrounding that card too. I want to say that because the night energy is for different reasons. Like, the knights stand out and are charming and, will get your attention. This person, because they're emotionally available and very caring and compassionate. The Knight of Cups, and this person because they're passionate and fiery and maybe they're really good chemistry with this person. But in reverse, those energies are very different. It's when you have emotions that are dysregulated, or this card also is about disappointment in love. So you're getting the opposite side of this energy that you just thought was the whole package. You really thought this was a package deal, and you thought universe was like finally giving you a break because you've had all these other sort of archetypes, characters in your life, and you thought this person was like a match, like a very perfect match, we'll say. And nobody's perfect, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Again, they were invested in this way, that way, but it wasn't like this person checked all the boxes. It was nothing like that. It was like you and them together were a really good match. And I think that in your way, you understood that with this person. But I also feel like this person had a whole other side that you didn't see until you saw it. And so this person presented to you in this way. I also want to add that because I think that, side note, that other people may not have been for this connection or may have thought that you were too different for each other. So this person was very different than you, but that was what made the chemistry between the two of you very special. And also you had given a lot to strengthen this connection, and you had invested a lot of your time and energy and love into this connection, and it was fire. It was fire, and there was just so much that you again had put into this connection where you did not see this coming. I could talk a lot more about this energy, with this card, with this person, this connection. But ultimately, what happened, and I will when I do the clarifiers, was that this person left. They literally up and left, and it was like a change, and it came over this person. First, it sort of came over them. You saw it come over this person because you might have saw like a darkness, or like this person shut off, or it was something in their eyes that no longer was clicking. Like before, this person was all in, all invested, and all of a sudden they were checked out. And maybe this person was very warm and giving and loving, and then they weren't. They were the opposite. They were cold. Another Scorpio card, by the way, here. So you have a double Scorpio energy, which is a double death, or also reminds me of like double down. This person like double down on something which you thought this was going in the other direction. Like you thought, this was going to be long term. You thought this was going to lead to, your happily ever after, the sunshine card. But when this person left, you were devastated. You were suffering. You were suffering in silence, a lot of you, because I also feel like you may have chosen this person when a lot of other people may have said things to you about this person. Like, I don't know if that's the right partner for you, or, this person seems off with this, that, or the other, or they saw things that were red flags that you also may have seen, but you saw all of the good in this person. You saw all of the passion. Like, you couldn't see beyond the rose-colored glasses at that point in time. But things changed. When this person left, everything changed. The way you saw this person completely changed. And this person was seeking self-gratification and personal success is what I get. So I feel for a lot of these people that we're picking up on, or this person, your person, or your ex-person, there was something that you were giving to this person in the sense of maybe you look good on this person's arm. You were helping this person to get to where they were going. You might have had something to offer this person that that they wanted. So there was something of that nature that you were giving to this person, and this person started to take that for granted. Oh, look at that. Okay. I already know where this reading is going, but okay, so sudden change in somebody's sort of character is what you saw with this person. And there was a lot of withdrawal from this person, and that was initially what got your sort of attention, and you were like trying to ignore it, but at the same time not. And I feel that what happened was that you then may have said something to this person about certain things that you were noticing that were coming up at that time, that again, you may have noticed them in the past, but in the past you were too sort of busy, involved in the passionate aspect of a relationship, not wanting to see, the negative or the other side of a person or a personality. And so when you started to confront this person, when you started to maybe say to this person that they weren't as emotionally invested, maybe they started to withdraw in certain aspects of the relationship, and you might have confronted them, and this person was having a hard time keeping on a mask at this point with you. You see that their back is turned to you in both of these cards, and that's a big sort of message there. So then we get the Emperor in reverse, and this is somebody that wants to control everything, somebody that is very stubborn and rigid. And I feel though that this is when a person cares. This person cares and wants something, but when they stop caring, they will be the opposite of this. So they stop, trying to, they tried to control like a narrative, but they weren't trying to hold on to you anymore, basically. This person actually got to a point where they just sort of up and left, and they left you in a very vulnerable state or position, or you might have been dependent on this person. You might have left like everything, and the reason I say that is because of the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. So you might have been financially dependent on them. We'll get back to that energy though, but I feel that you had given up everything. You might have like walked away from your own like family for this person, because again, I feel like there was people in your circle that didn't want you to go towards this person, but you did, and you chose them above others. And I also feel that that included friends. There was something about this relationship where you had to give up a lot for it. You had to maybe compromise some of your own values, maybe, or you had to oversee a lot of things to stay in this relationship. And I feel like, again, there was a reason for it. Let's go ahead and do the clarifiers. So for all of these cards, a double Leo energy there. A double Nine of Coins. And that is a Virgo energy. I knew we were going to see the Death card. That's Scorpio energy. So we get it at least 4 times. The Devil. Notice, though, that all of these energies, these here are majors, major also. And then you have these very strong energies as well here. A lot of strong energy in this reading, a lot of strong energy around this connection. And the end specifically of this connection with this person. Let me also get a message from Spirit. Everything is falling apart for this person. And that's where we're going to go in this reading, because in death to the ego, death of the ego. But because I said death to the ego, there you go. They struggle with their emotions. All right. So this person feels like they're losing ground. I want to send you a letter. And one more. Difficulty with daily tasks, which means anxiety or being overwhelmed. All right, so what I get is something turned around when this person knew that they lost you. So they left you, and they left you for dead, or they left you for another. We see this. Okay, here we go. Or they left you for materialistic reasons, or to chase money, or they wanted to break your heart, or it was because you got too close to them. And regardless, this person is going to get to this Tower energy. And that's what they got to this Tower energy, because that's what's happening for this person. You see it here, you see it with Judgment, you see all of their overindulgence, karmic relationships or codependent relationships. Everything is reaching this breaking point, and everything is falling apart in this person's life. And this person over here is screaming. This person left you in an energy of anxiety and like complete loss, because even these cards, the Sun, being under the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, meaning that this energy is very highlighted by the sun, that you lost a lot when this person left because you were fully invested in this connection. That's why you lost a lot. So you were feeling like that. You were suffering, and it was a very deep, on a soul level, suffering that you felt. It felt like you were holding your heart in your hands when this person left you. And you didn't even have anybody to go to, because it was this energy of like people in your life would have said, I told you so, or you should have known, you know, this kind of energy. Also because you might have isolated yourself from people to keep up this relationship, or because this person wanted that or sort of demanded that of you. And so you were so alone in this energy when this person left you. And the tables have turned. I want to say that everything is falling apart for this person, because they feel now that they have lost you. So this energy that I'm picking up now is of the person, this person. We're picking up the overall energy of the cards and what the message is, but we're going to get deeper into this person's energy. So with the Knight of Cups, this person at the beginning, when they left, they had strength. They might have had another person that they went towards, and so that made it easy for them to jump from one to the next. Whatever they did, though, with the Queen of Wands in reverse, it ended up being karmic. It shows it here, too. So they left you out in the cold. They left you in this energy where you felt like you were dying. You were just on your knees, maybe in a fetal position. Maybe you were crying so hard you thought you were going to choke, like on your own tears. That's how this person left you. And now this person, because we see it here, like what they went towards, it didn't work out for them. They traded you for something that they thought was more valuable, and instead of getting that out of it, universe dealt them their karma. So it went sour, and they had this tower moment. They thought they were going towards fulfillment, the 10 of Cups, but that was what you gave to them, not this person. This person, it was all about materialistic stuff, but so was this person. They were all materialistic and superficial. And so this person turned around and left. And I feel like this happened really quickly. It was, you know, this is also a Leo energy. So we have this card, and I feel blind right now. Oh, here. So three Leo energies. Okay, so strong Leo, strong Scorpio, also Capricorn, and then, like I said, these energies over here were Gemini and Sag, but mainly what I'm getting is that it's like a very fiery energy crossing water energy, which they're two different energies, but either one by themselves, like, so the fire, a lot of passion, right? But the water being that there was this connection that was a lot deeper than just surface. And I feel like this person tried to treat this like it was just surface, and it never was. And it was never meant to be. And this person didn't see this connection for what it was at the time. But again, when this flipped around on this person, you started to get your strength back, and you stood up, and for a lot of you, you became this Queen of Pentacles. Did I say Queen of Pentacles? You became the Queen of Pentacles, but you became the Nine of Pentacles, which is independent. And all of the stuff that they withheld from you, you got it back tenfold. You got it back from universe, because it was an energy of somebody taking from you to use it for themselves, or using your light to give to another, that sort of thing. Or using like your good reputation, or your good like credit, or your good whatever it is. Maybe you're also like you have a good profession, and this person, it looked good for them to be with you. So whatever that was, it was like an energy of stealing something that didn't belong to a person. And that person, then when you left, they started to lose all of that, the allure that people had to them because of your light. Also, you're very strong, independent within yourself. This person is weak and codependent. And so when somebody turned around and left them and they were all alone, they started to feel the pain of when they lost you. Because it wasn't right away that they felt this, it was sometime after that they felt this. And this time for a lot of them is now. They're going through a massive ego death. And I feel like they were set up by universe. This was their karma. I feel like they were tested in this way. And they went towards lust and greed also. So with this energy of difficulty with daily task, we get these two cards of being emotionally overwhelmed. I feel like for a lot of them, it's leading to mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, such as struggling. They're not just struggling with their emotions, like in the way of not being able to sort of speak, or tell you how they feel. They're struggling in a way where it's so bottled up. And there's also an energy of the way that you went through this. If you can think back to when you first felt this person detach and you knew what they were doing, you may have had a wound. It may have triggered a wound within you, but you may have felt like death, like a literal death had taken place. It might have triggered, an abandonment wound for you. But you actually experienced this in this way where you could not believe. I mean, that picture is perfect. You could not believe what this person was doing to you. You could not believe the level of betrayal, all of the things that crossed your mind of, what this person did. It was like 10,000 swords to the back, and you didn't want to get up. You didn't want to face this. You didn't want to face tomorrow, not like this. And you might have said, not again. I can't believe I'm going through this again. This just felt like a betrayal that was so, you were blindsided by it. And it was so deep for you. So I tell you to remember that, because this is where this person is. Even though this person is very good at masking, like bottling things up, not showing their emotions, because for them, what they do is they block their emotions. To open that door means that they're going to go back into some childhood trauma that they don't want to relive. And so they close that door. But I feel that that door is wide open for them. And they got themselves here. This is also judgment. And this card, the World card, is about seeking personal closure. I feel like for a lot of you, you got your closure from what this person did. It was the level of betrayal that happened with this person where that was your closure. That was what you needed to know about this person, because you overlooked so many things about this person, because you had love, genuine love for this person, and you did not want to see that. You might have known that this person was very, we'll say, damaged from childhood. You may have known the circumstances of their upbringing and why, they have so much trauma, and why they're so broken. That's the word I'm looking for. A very broken person. But I feel that you also felt a calling, like, to really nurture this person, to help them see like a different side of themselves that they couldn't see. And that's why you just don't understand. Like, you gave so much to this person. And I feel, again, like this person wouldn't have been your first choice, or like somebody that you would have normally chosen. There was something very different about this connection. You were more called to it. It was like when you looked at this person for the first time, there was a recognition possibly with them. And then when you went out with them, say for the first time, it was like an instant, you were just maybe best friends. Like, maybe you felt like you recognized their voice or the way they talked, or just the amount of chemistry that was there. It was very healing. This relationship and the connection was very healing for you at first. And I feel like ultimately this relationship and connection is going to be very healing for this person, because I feel like they're going to go into a spiritual awakening from this. But this person went in a different direction, and they were very selfish in the direction in which they went. And this was instant karma. I feel like there was a point where this person said something to you, and you may have message, because I don't think, for a lot of you, you might have been texting this person more than talking to him, but you might have remembered like texting this person something like, you're gonna get karma for that. Like, you understood in something that they said the level of betrayal, and that this was going to have a karmic return on this person's life. Because I feel like what's happening right now is, not only is this person affected emotionally, not only are they affected in the way of their finances, because what they did to you, all of these cards right here, what they did to you is what they're suffering right now. So it's in the way of somebody that betrayed them. It was, a third party situation. It was heartbreak. It was through their money. It was feeling like they weren't good enough, or it triggered their wound. And it triggered a lot of traumas that they have in their life. And they just feel like they're falling from grace, falling from this place where they were when they were with you, because you brought this person a lot of security. You brought them friendship. You were the source of unconditional love for them. And that friendship to them meant a lot, because they have a lot of superficial friendships. But this friendship with you was extremely, it was like a pillar. You were like a pillar to this person. And I feel that this person doesn't understand why they betrayed you. They do and they don't. They understand that what they do to people is subconscious. Again, I feel like this person knows that you're not the first person that your person has done this to. And so they're reflecting and looking at themselves, and this is very much part of the divine plan, if you want to call it that, or this, you put a mirror up to this person, and this person now is very much struggling with, at first they were upset, they were resenting you for this mirror, because they know that you're shining this light on them, but they're in so much darkness that it's really bringing up this person's demons. And if they have demons, if they have fears, these fears are the first things to come up. If they have demons in the sense of, they cope with alcohol or drugs, these things are also being seen by other people. So this person is struggling in all ways because they're seen as they're being seen, excuse me, as like an emotional mess, but they're also being seen as chaotic. They're being seen as somebody that you can't trust. They're being seen as somebody that makes bad choices and has bad judgment. And this person may be somebody that people look up to or respect or have to because they're in a position of authority. And so this doesn't look good on this person. What this person is sort of wearing at this moment doesn't look good on this person. And they're falling apart here. Their ego, this mask that they put on, I feel like this person is like at work and having to excuse themselves all the time. And it's getting to be a problem where, again, other people are noticing, and this person is super embarrassed. Like, they're super embarrassed of their behavior. They're also very aware right now that the things that they do are being seen as immature and childish or childlike. This person cares a lot about what they look like to others and their reputation, and so it's really affecting them. Let's get a few cards on this. What else, Spirit, do you want to say about... Let's start with the Judgment card here and the World. We are actually clarifying the World with Judgment. What's done is done. There's karma here. This person, plain and simple, it's karma. What the energy is. Okay. Clarify this Death card. I can't believe you're hurting me like this. See, I feel like this person feels like you're doing this on purpose. Clarify the Devil card, Spirit. Relationship circumstances on the mind. And this person feels completely ungrounded. Again, they might be doing things where they're not acting right. All right, what is the Emperor in reverse? And this is the card of this person's like authority or authority figure or somebody with a position at work where people look up to them, but I feel like people are gossiping about them right now. Because I love you, I'll do anything. So they're looking really dumb right now. This is your soulmate. This person is realizing this. Lifeline. There's, see, this is what I'm talking about at work. Like, at work, they're falling apart and they're in their emotions. They're recognizing you as a soulmate, like the person that they love. And you have closed this door. You're not giving this person a lifeline. And this person is falling apart. Everything is falling apart. And the message here from Spirit is seek support. I feel like a lot of these people or this person is feeling like they need a lifeline. They've messed up too bad with you, with others. It's not just you. I feel like this is beyond you. This is bigger than just you. Emotional distress and unhinged. And that is even in reverse. So, again, that was at the beginning where this person felt, strong enough to leave you because there was somebody else, but now there is nobody and you're gone. And so there is nobody in this person's life that's supporting them. And I feel that that's also very much a part of their karma. Having emotional difficulty, depression, and that's for leaving you. Okay, the Five of Pentacles. This one's for leaving you out in the cold. What is the message here, Spirit? There was a wildness about you that made me wildly attracted to you. And you see that that card under it is the Knight of Wands, which again is that crazy, like, fiery connection that you guys had. And this person traded it. It's like they traded love for material wealth, or is what they thought they were doing, or like something that was more shiny. They thought they were like upgrading, as if, you know, you can upgrade love, or, you know, treat it like it's a car or something. So I feel lovesick. This person cannot see the blessing in this situation, but they will. And I feel like it's because this is spiritual. What they're going through is a spiritual awakening. So right now they can't see it because they're in this energy. Spirit is trying to get them to surrender, because that's all they could do here in this energy. So I'm gonna do 2 more. Heart pain. Oh my gosh. It can't get any worse for this person, basically. And I'm not laughing in that way. Mental health issues for the 5 of Cups. So, you know, I'm going to say to you guys that half of these cards are positive, half of them are these cards, and all of the ones that we got are bad news, basically. Negative. They're in a downward spiral. Everything is falling apart for this person. All right, guys, that is the message I have for you today. Please do like, subscribe, share, and let me give you one last message for this, and I hope everybody has a nice Friday. I couldn't let you get close to me. So that's really what this was all about. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.